All right, everybody, Monday the 10th. Happy Monday the 10th. It is the day after the Super Bowl. A lot of people don't actually show up to work the day after the Super Bowl because there's so much Super Bowl partying going on. Well, maybe that won't be the case this year because it was the Chiefs and the Eagles, which we saw a couple years ago. This is a three-peat for the Chiefs. I'm not going to reveal because we're actually shooting this ahead of the Super Bowl. So anyway, we'll see. All right, headlines, everybody. Here we go. Get this second week of February rocking and rolling with some cool headlines. Ke Huy Quan didn't know who Harrison Ford was when he filmed Temple of the Doom. Yeah, Indiana Jones Temple of the Doom. He was a young man in that, very young. He was also in Goonies right around this time. I think a little bit after this time. Yeah, it was after this movie. But apparently he had not seen Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back came right around this time, or right around Indiana Jones is when Empire Strikes. So he didn't see Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars New Hope, Indiana Jones. He didn't see those. And Harrison Ford was in other movies. So where the heck was this guy in those early parts of his career? That one really flew. I got it back, guys. I got it back. The throwing, it's back. Yep. All right, next up. Demand for PepsiCo snacks and drinks remains weak in North America during fourth quarter. Yeah, it's because there's this real trend going on amongst Americans in general in North America that everyone's living a little bit healthier life. A lot of younger folks are like poo-poo to the high sugar, especially the processed foods. That one's like no bueno for the younger folks these days. And yeah, sodas in general, whether it's Pepsi or Coke or whoever, that stuff is really not great for you. There's much better choices out there, like tea. Yum, yum, tea. It's tea. Good tea, good on the throat too. All right, so yeah, steer clear if you want to, or imbibe a little bit. Just, processed foods in general are yucky for you. Next up, Barnes & Noble will open 60 new bookstores in 2025, breaking last year's record as bookstore revival ramps up. This is actually really cool. I love bookstores. The older the bookstore, sometimes the better the bookstore. But Barnes & Noble always did a really good job. Their places are very friendly. They're kind of cozy. They got real organization going on, so it's easy to get in the genre and just kind of spend a little time in a genre. They got comfy couches. There's never really that big of a line. Some of them have Starbucks in them. Some of them have just coffee shops in them. I mean, just lounge around in there. And when my wife and I were in college, we didn't have extra money to go out to dinner and movies and all this kind of stuff. We really had to be careful about what we did with our time. But a fun Friday night was going to Barnes & Noble and getting a cup of hot chocolate and just cruising around and checking stuff out. It's kind of cool. You can explore so many different types of books and stuff. It's really, I love this because it's kind of a community thing as well. So good on you, Barnes & Noble, for sticking it out and saying, you know what? People are important. People getting together are important. Everyone shopping from home on Amazon, which started selling books. All right, that is it for the headlines. Good job, everybody, for hanging in there. But we got to get this week started here after the Super Bowl and into February. Here comes Valentine's Day at the end of the week. Here's Hannah to get us ramped up for some good Valentine's Day stuff, maybe. Here she is.
When you focus on results, you will never, ever, ever change. But if you focus on change, you will get results.
Absolutely great advice. Don't compete with everybody else. If you're playing basketball, compete with everybody else. But really, even playing basketball or a sport or something like that, compete against yourself. That's the most important. Strive to be a little bit better than you were yesterday, Just work on yourself, improve yourself, and the things around you, the people around you, they might improve too. Sometimes just peer influence. If I'm in my house, great example. One of my boys,
Good morning, everybody. Here we are, Monday. Yeah, Monday after the big game. Of course, we all know I'm not there, so it's really not Monday after the game. The game hasn't happened yet for me because this is pre-recorded, right? We've all established that. So I don't know who won. I hope my team that I picked won, even though I really don't care which team won. But it is Monday, the day after the Super Bowl, the 10th of February. And the National Day is, go figure, National Football Hangover Day, right? Ugh, how many chicken wings did you eat? How many bags of chips, dip? What else did we eat? Oh, piggies in a blanket. God, I love those things. What else did we have? Yeah, all that stuff you're not supposed to eat all the time. That's when you eat it. That's why you have a hangover. Man, I have a food coma going on, I'm sure. Yeah, well, at least we got a day for it, right? So if we're lethargic today, moving slow, it's because we ate way too much stuff. And we're stuffed. I'm not even going to go into, the nuts and the candies and yeah, that's why we have food comas, and that's why it is National Food Coma Day.
All right, very good. Nice job having her back, having her doing it the old school way, and having her do it landscape. Nice job. Next up, we do have our question of the day. Thinking caps on. Here we go.
Would you dress up like Cupid in public for $100?
No.
Hannah likes that one.
No, I won't.
You would do it for $100?
No.
What's that?
I would totally dress up as Cupid.
Yeah.
I'll walk around for 2 hours as Cupid.
What if I like cut it in half? $50. Would you still do it?
Just
Now, would you do it for free?
possibility.
All right. Would you guys dress up like Cupid in public for $100?
You mean like only wear a diaper because that's what Cupid wears?
Well, Carl said toga, but I would say diaper. I didn't correct him. Would you wear a diaper in public for $100?
Hell no!
Ted, what about you?
Underwear.
That wasn't a yes or no. What do you mean underwear?
Underwear.
It's either yes or no.
What?
Would you do it? Yes or no?
No.
Would you dress up like Cupid in public if you got paid $100 for it?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
You would do it?
Yeah.
Would you dress up like Cupid in public for $100?
I'm not wearing a diaper.
That's you have to dress up like Cupid though. Would you do it for $100 in public?
No.
No.
Would I dress up like Cupid in public for $100? Well, I think you all know me and the ability to dress up, and I do that for free. So here's the problem with dressing up like Cupid, especially in February. Cupid wears a toga, which is basically just a blanket that's not wrapped around you in cozy style. It's like strapped around your shoulder, wrapped around your waist, and covers down to about your knees. And so your arms and most of your upper torso is exposed to the elements, and your legs are. And then you wore sandals. You're asking me to do that in February? Are you nuts? Do you know who I am? For $100, I'd probably do it. Maybe. Only if it comes with the cool, the flower wreath thing, and you get the little bow. That would be, if I got the little, it has to be a little bow. Like, the bow has to be like that big string, that would, $100, I'm in. All right, next up, the ASL phrase of the day is my gift to you. Yay. Maybe it comes with some chocolate. Haha, but not a hot dog.
ASL word of the day is date. So make two D's and then put them together and this is date. Who's asking someone on a date this Valentine's Day?
Okay, so let's just be clear. I might, in order to give the gift to my wife, we got to go on a date for Valentine's Day. However, she's actually out of town. She's going to be in New York. So I'll have to give her gift when she gets back. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And no, I'm not going to take her for a ride on the motorcycle because I don't have one. Maybe a bicycle. I don't have a two-seated bicycle, but a tricycle. There we go, tricycle. That's motorcycle, but anyway. All right, moving right along to Did You Know This? With Zach.
Did you know scientists discovered sharks living an active underwater volcano? Divers are not able to investigate because from burns from acid and heat.
Isn't that crazy to find out sharks are living in volcanoes underwater?
Yeah.
That is insane to me, and I just recently found that out.
How? I don't know how they can't die from it.
Oh, I did not know this. I did not see this. That's pretty crazy. So, interesting. I'm not exactly sure. So I think it has more to do, obviously, with so when you have an underwater volcano, it's not like, sometimes that happens, but not too much. Usually an underwater volcano, it's just kind of oozing, it's lava kind of comes out of these vents and kind of oozes onto the seafloor. And yeah, those are mountains sometimes and whatnot, but it's the problem with it is really the water around where the volcano is erupting. It's quite hot. The water gets super heated in those areas. Small vents, that big, divers can get around stuff, but bigger vents, bigger volcanoes like that, you can't really get around. The acidity in the water and the different chemicals in the water get very, very toxic. So it's interesting that there is some life form that lives around those areas, but sharks, that's kind of obviously a new one. It's pretty crazy, pretty creepy. We'll see. It's like is it Leviathan? I think it's the Leviathan movie that they're exploring the Marianas Trench, which is the deepest trench in the Pacific, all oceans, and they discover something, down there at the deepest section in the cave. It's disturbed, and then all of a sudden it comes, and it's like, whoa! And it was I think that was the one where it was hidden by a vent from a volcano. I'm not sure. We'll have to check it out. Or maybe that was Meg. Maybe it was Megalodon. Maybe that was the Megalodon movie. I don't know. Anyway, let's digress. All right, guys, that is it for Monday. It is Monday the 10th. We are past the Super Bowl. We are squarely moving into this new year. And February, we are pushing the end of the week. We are halfway through the month of February already. Pretty cool. Getting closer to springtime, which I like. Well, actually, I don't like because, we're right around the corner from allergy season. Not my favorite. Not my favorite, but at least it's a little bit warmer. So have a great rest of your Monday, everybody. We'll have a wonderful week. We got our Barbecue Friday coming up on Valentine's Day here in the building. It'll be good, be tasty, do some fun stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday, on the morning routine. Take care, everybody.